Hello lovely people, I'm Debs. Welcome back to my channel, Rainy Root Stuff. I am here in the book shack. I'm going to do a second video of the day. Yes, I know that's annoying, I'm sorry. I did promise though that I would tell you a bit about my Read Around the World challenge. First of all, I have props. Look, I've got a stick and maps. This started a few years ago, quite a few years ago actually. I was going off to Albania on a fact-finding trip to do some travel articles. And I found an article that told me about this guy, Ishmael Kadare, Albanian author. And it said if you wanted to know about Albania, this is a novel you should read. So I bought it and I read it and I loved it. Shortly afterwards, Ishmael Kadare won the International Booker Prize. I have since read many of his books and still have many to go. So that was one reason I started this Read Around the World. The other was that I like to go to bookshops, and if I'm going to do, I don't ever buy one book. If I'm going to buy several books, I like that to choose at least one by an author that I have never heard of and known absolutely nothing about. Sometimes I do that by the covers. Other times I do it by the names. This one was by the name, and it was Banana Yoshimoto, which is just the most fabulous name. And I think the book I bought was Kitchen. I've read several of hers since then. But these two things developed into a love of authors from around the world. It occurred to me that the vast majority of things I'd read had all been written in English, and there was a huge number of other languages where possibly there were some good authors as well. So that's what started my journey. Now, I'm going to put you on pause and turn you around so you can see what I have on my walls properly. So up here you can see two of my maps. My world map. This one over here is my map of Great Britain that's divided into counties. We won't worry about that. So yeah, we won't bother about that at the moment. So all of these little white dots are places where I have read a book by an author from that country. You can see Europe is mainly where my reading has come from. There's not very much at all in Asia, or there's a bit in the Middle East, but not a lot. Africa, very sparsely covered at the moment. Couple from Nigeria, one from Senegal, a couple from South Africa. And then when we get to the Americas, North America, Canada, and United States, I've read quite a substantial amount from there. Nothing from Central America, although I am reading a book by a Mexican author at the moment. And then South America, we literally only have Chile and Argentina. Those have only just been ticked off in the last month or so. I've been reading Claudia Pinheiro as part of the Pinheiro project, and recently finished, as in the last few days, a book called Clean by Alia Trabuco Zafan from Chile. Because on this world map, the area of Europe is not too huge, I've added a European map where you can see it more clearly. And this actually goes as far as Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia. So we've got Middle East in here as well. There's still a lot of gaps. One of the other things I've done is sort out a very complicated key. So I don't just want, I'm going to put you back straight now. I don't just want to read authors from these countries. I would like to know more about the countries. And so my key includes modern fiction, classic fiction, short story or novella, poetry, play, children's fiction, myths, folk tales, history, travel, other non-fiction. I'm not saying that I'm ever going to get around to reading all of those categories for all of the countries. That's just not going to happen. But it would be nice to read a few. So that is my list. With my map of the UK, I only have a few counties ticked off at the moment, and my criteria for those is not that the author should come from that county, but that the book should very much have an essence of that county in it. I've read some really interesting authors, and I'm hoping to tick some more countries off this year. I'm in no rush. Let's face it, it's a project that I'm never going to be able to finish anyway. It's just for fun. I haven't yet color coded the little dots to show what books, what type, genre of books I've read. For areas like, for Russia, I have read some classic plays and short stories and classic literature. I'm not sure I've read anything modern. So I've read Tolstoy, I've read some Chekhov. For the Ukraine, what did I read for the Ukraine? I think it was Taras Bulba. So I need to go through and put little dots on these so I know what I'm missing. I am trying to read more history from places other than the UK. My history reading for Historathon has been quite UK centric at the moment, but if I move outside the UK, it also counts for my Read Around the World project, as do books that are classics. I've got no idea what classic Italian literature is. I know what classical literature is, and I've read some Roman poets, historians, etc. But yeah, there's a long way to go with this, but I'm really looking forward to it. So that's my Read Around the World project as it stands at the moment. I will update you when anything substantial happens to it. Thanks for popping by. Always lovely to see you. Bye for now.